All right, what's up, guys? So a week ago, last Saturday, I put out the request for your questions. I wanted to do a Q&A. My channel's grown a lot since I last did it, and I thought it was probably time to do it again. So I've recruited Crystal's help again, and she's going to ask me the questions, and we're going to answer them. So I haven't looked over them. It's kind of all just going to come at me, just kind of wild here. So let's just go. We're going to get through as many as we can. We might end up having to do this in 2 parts because nobody wants to watch me talk for like a half an hour. But I'm going to try and make it as valuable as I can and provide you guys with as much information and sort of personal experience as well. So let's go.
We're going to go straight down the list of comments. So Paul Bruce, this is kind of a 4-part question. How important are grains?
Grains are definitely important if you don't get enough food from other sources, but you don't have to eat grains. I think there's a lot of nutrition in grains. I guess you're referring to like rice and wheat and farro. Good. I liked all those grains. I just tend to eat more things like yams and quinoa and beans and lentils. I tend to do better on them than I do with grains. I like to soak grains first, and usually by the time I've thought about dinner, I have not soaked them for 24 hours, right? So
yeah.
just
Usually it's like, oh, we should have done that.
Yeah.
Do you caution your clients against fats? Or animal products? Yeah,
animal products, it's never part of my recommendations. If you really are, transitioning and you're really trying to have, you're trying to find a better, source of meat, I guess I can help you with that. But no, never part of my protocol. And from fats, I don't discourage people from fats. A lot of people are kind of scared of them. Oils and processed fats, I'm not a fan of, but avocado, flax seeds, nuts, seeds, all great.
Protein from fiber sources, does it have poor bioavailability? Should an active vegan pursue higher protein foods? With that in mind.
Yeah, so I don't know the science on that. It all comes back to if you're eating enough calories from a variety of plant food sources, you're going to get enough protein.
And this is a question that a lot of people ask, and they want to know your thoughts on soy. Helpful, harmful, or neutral?
Right. So soy. This is like someone saying, "Oh, is a vegan diet healthy?" It's like there's quite a wide variety, right? So there's like fermented soy from like miso and tempeh, and then there's the edamame bean, which is just a green bean, and then there's also there's tofu, and there are the soy protein isolate that you get in like protein powders and bars. So as close to nature as possible. I don't think soy is a problem. Definitely consume it in reasonable quantities. Don't make that the only thing that you eat. But I think it's fine. Pay attention to how your digestion is. A lot of people are sensitive to it, and it is one of the most common allergens. So just be mindful of that. But tempeh, miso, probably the best sources of soy, or edamame beans as well. But they can be tough for some people too. So I like the fermented ones.
Jean-Michel asks, what do you think about fasting?
So I like fasting. I do. At first, I was against it, wasn't I?
This is intermittent fasting that we're talking about. We're not talking about like 3-day fasts.
And those have a purpose too for many people. Really good at helping digestion, helping to bring back glucose sensitivity, so many different things. But as far as, let's just go intermittent fasting. I like it. I started doing it a few months ago just to see how it felt, and I like it. I feel great. I don't eat anything after dinner, and then I work out fasted in the morning, and then I have a smoothie after I work out. So I always break my fast with something nice and really light and easy to digest. Lots of sugars after the workout, and like I said, don't eat anything after dinner. I like intermittent fasting. I try not to eat from about 6 until 10 or 11 the next day, but you work late sometimes, and I like eating with my spouse. So I've been eating a little bit later, but I notice it really helps my digestion. My energy levels the next day are so much more stable. Blood sugar is really stable, and my stomach gets sucked right in when I intermittent fast. So I know when I want to lean out, that's what I do.
Renee West, how did you meet your girlfriend?
Oh, how did we meet? Okay, so we met on Instagram.
Through friends.
So you take it.
We met. I had a friend that was dating his friend, and both of our friends actually at the time were like, "Hey, you should check this person out on Instagram." Blah 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 blah. We started liking each other's photos and stuff, and then one day out of the blue, Derek messaged me on Facebook. He somehow found me, and it all went from there. And we lived about 2 hours away from each other, and so we started talking, and then we decided to meet up, and rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. It was amazing. And a lot of people ask me how we met and how to find a vegan girlfriend or a vegan boyfriend or whatever. And, you know, dating sites and stuff is okay. And we're in this like age of technology. So, you know, you're definitely going to go online to meet people. But I think Instagram is cool. And because it's a really organic way to meet people that have the same interests as you. And it's not necessarily like, you know, like Tinder or whatever, where it's like specifically for like, I'm trying to hook up or whatever. It's just kind of like, hey, I'm interested in these things. Maybe you are too, and then, you know, then you can
this
share
is my life.
Yeah, this is my life, and then, you know, go from there. So very cool.
Kyle Lima asks, when transitioning to a vegan diet, what's the most important aspect to keep in mind to stay healthy?
So you know what I'm gonna say.
Calories.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure you eat enough.
Yeah, totally. That's the biggest mistake that most people make, is they don't eat enough calories. So plant foods are much higher in water and fiber than, you know, animal counterparts. So you have to eat a lot more volume to get the same amount of energy out of it. So that's the biggest thing. Just make sure that you're eating some dense source of calories. So fruit is a good one, bananas, mangoes, dates, and then nuts and seeds are really good as well. And then lentils, beans, all those
sweet
really
potatoes,
good. Sweet
lettuce.
potatoes,
Oh, yeah.
awesome, yeah. And then make sure,
Pretty
you
much
know,
everything.
avocado, like get them all in there.
John Aback, what was your beginner workout like?
My beginner workout was just, you know, the basics. I would just do pull-ups. I had an at-home pull-up bar, and I would go, when I was doing laundry, I'd always have to walk under it, so I'd put the laundry basket down, and I'd do like, you know, however many I could do. It was probably 5 or 10 at the time. And then it started feeling really good, and I started feeling light and strong when I pulled my body up, and I loved that. So I started just doing workouts on like just that bar, just doing pull-ups for, you know, half hour, 40 minutes straight. And then I started to, you know, incorporate push-ups and then all the basics, and that's what it looked like. And just lots of push-ups, lots of pull-ups, hill sprints, running in the forest.
Runestar asks, how much do you work out? Is an hour a day good enough, or would I get substantially more gains if I did 2 hours a day?
So I think you can get enough done in an hour for, you know, most people, that you don't need to work out for any longer. One of the things that we learned in school, our professors, a couple of them taught us this, is that like prolonged workouts actually deplete you more. And this is especially as we get older. So for like sort of middle-aged men, and I mean, I'm getting 33, so I'm getting there. I have to think about it. But, you know, you don't want to be working out for too long. You want short, hard bursts, and that's, you know, high intensity training is getting lots of coverage and showing its benefits, so you really don't have to work out for 2 hours. You know, just be focused, go there to do a job. Don't, you know, mess around on your phone all the time. Don't, you know, don't sit there shaking up your protein powder for half your workout. Just like,
I've never seen anyone do that. So.
I've seen it. Just go there and just do your job. Do what you have to do.
Jose Espin asks, what your point of view on working out when being sick? What's your point of view?
So when I'm so lucky I don't get sick very often. When I do get sick, I definitely don't want to challenge my body. I'm not going to be getting any like PRs or anything, although I don't like ever try to get PRs and anything. But I do like to move my body, and I like to get outside. So a big one for me is just like walking out in the forest, breathing in that fresh air. It always makes me feel better. A little bit of light movement, but nothing too crazy.
Seb576, how did you post your first video? He means in like develop the courage, what the video was about.
Cool. Yeah. I like this topic because I think that if you have an idea, get it out there. YouTube's an amazing way to build a unique audience. There's very few platforms where you can like, you know, direct your message to such a specific audience, which is really cool, especially if you have a business like me. It's like people find out what I'm about, and then they go, hey, I like that, and then they come to me. So I don't have anybody being like, how do I, you know, like, how can I be like, you know, more paleo or whatever, because people know that I'm not about that. So very cool. Start a YouTube channel, get the message out there. There need to be more of us. How did I start? I just did it, and it took somebody telling me this to start, and it's that you'll never feel 100% ready. Your camera will never be the dream camera that you want. You'll never have the dream microphone that you want, which we don't have a mic on here, so sorry if the volume's not the best, but hey, you're getting the message anyways, right? And that's all that matters. The first video you put up, it seems big and scary. Just get something up. It doesn't matter. The first video doesn't matter. The second video doesn't matter. until you get into, you start getting, 10 videos under your belt, you'll develop better editing techniques, and you'll be better at speaking on camera, which I'm learning all the time. And you'll just get better at it. But the first video, don't wait until you're ready. Do it right now.
Jesse I don't know, you can say it better than me. Beginner
Preciado.
Beginner calisthenics moves versus advanced. If you can do advanced moves or you work up to that, should you stick with that, or should you do a blend, or what's kind of the better, I guess?
Yeah. So my workouts, even still, they're centered around the basics. They're centered around dips, push-ups, pull-ups, chin-ups, and then lots of ab work. So, whatever that means to you, I guess. But I think that, of course, I love learning things like muscle-ups, and it's a really good benchmark. But I still love the basics. So I think that it's all really good. As long as it's challenging for you, I think it's all good. But definitely don't forget the basics, the pull-ups, the push-ups, the dips. They're really important.
What's your max pull-ups, dips, and push-ups and weighted squats? We're gonna make a video on this because we don't really know.
We don't know, right? I don't know. I never check. I don't count like a ton of my workouts. I don't count reps all that much, which maybe I could. It might help me a little bit, but I usually just go to close to failure. So I'll check it out. We'll try. I did try a little while ago. I saw a video online that was like the world record for how many pull-ups somebody could do in a minute, and I think it was like 42 or 45. Well, I'll make a video with me trying to beat the world record, but I'm not there.
Reese Greaves, how long did it take you to learn the handstand or two-handstand?
Yeah, 32 years, right? I'm not there yet, and I've been trying for a long time, so I don't know. I've probably been actively sort of practicing it for about 2 years now. I don't practice it a ton though. I definitely focus more on like strength than those like finicky maneuvers, but I want those even worse or even more, so I gotta practice them. 2 years. I can hold a handstand okay, but a lot of the pictures and stuff you guys see, I'm just kind of like, okay, quick, snap it, I'm in a handstand. It's like I can't hold them for that long.
Evan Martin asks, can you give us advice on gaining muscle? He's hit a plateau and he wants to gain more muscle.
So whenever I hit plateaus,